Breaking news! CIMA have announced their new pathway to full CIMA membership with their new PER requirement. PER stands for Practical Experience Requirements, and it underpins the minimum level of ability, competencies and skills that you must have demonstrated within your work experience in order to obtain and become a full member of the CIMA accountancy body. Previously, CIMA have had two pathways into becoming a full CGMA member, the updated and the existing requirements. You will know that the updated requirements, as said by CIMA themselves, were an extremely complex, competency-based written examination process where you had to demonstrate various level skills across a wide competency framework. They said themselves that most CIMA members will be more successful through their existing requirements pathways, which required you to do a write-up on your experience that you had gained, answer some skill-based questions, and then have an interview with an examiner who on the day will give you the verdict on whether they deem your experience as high quality enough for you to become a full CIMA member. And that is why the practical experience requirements exist, to protect the accountancy body, but also provide you the benefit that the company will know that because you have that designation, you have the ability to step into that organisation and fulfil the duties and responsibilities of the role that you have applied for. So why exactly have CIMA changed the CIMA PER process? Well, I have some great news for you. One of the main reasons that they've got across on the CIMA PER website is that they are simplifying the process of application for the individuals, which for us accountants is great news. They also state that they have taken feedback from students and members to improve the process, to make it more relevant to the skills, the experience and the competencies that we pick up within the natural everyday working environment. The eligibility hasn't changed. You will need 3 years of practical work experience within the company that you are working in and be able to demonstrate skills and ability from those 3 years. You can begin working on your PER as and when you obtain that experience. So there is no need for you to wait until the end of year 3 before you start to submit your PER practical experience requirement. In an ideal world, you will keep a log of all your skills and developments so that when you hit that 3-year mark, or maybe even after you pass your exams, you can submit your PER document and be verified as a full CIMA member. There are a full list, but not an exhaustive list, of areas that you can obtain this work experience and demonstrate and use for your CIMA PER application. So I'll put that list on screen now and also link it down in the description below so that you can go and check that out for yourself over at the CIMA website. I suspect one of the questions you're asking is when the new process will be launched. The new practical experience requirements launched on the 31st of March 2022 by email submission only. The new online portal will replace the updated requirements at some point in Q3 of 2022, however, has not been confirmed yet. If you are in the process of writing your existing practical requirements, then you will need to get those submitted before the 31st of May 2022 to ensure that you can get that submitted. Otherwise, you will need to convert all of your work into the new process and submit that by email if that's before Q3 of 2022 or on the online submission portal once that is launched and replaced the updated practical experience requirements. So now that's all the background of the new practical experience requirements process out of the way. Now let's dive deep into the computer and let's take a look at the 2 steps that you will now have to complete in order to obtain your CGMA status. So as part of the new process, we will have the record of practical experience requirements and the supervisor's form to complete. We'll start with the simple one of the 2, that is the new supervisor's form. Essentially, the supervisor's form is just for you to record your supervisors at your place of work who will provide a formal sign-off for the work experience to basically say that you haven't told a fib and that the work experience that you said and the skills that you said you developed are truthful and you have developed those skills. This form is quite simple to fill out. It will ask you for your name, your CIMA ID, some details around the PER supervisor that you are putting forward for your sign-off, And then it will ask the line manager to confirm the relationship to you for this approval. You will then have a section 2, to confirm your relevant experience. So these were your roles and the timescales at which you completed them. We then move on to section 3 of the supervisor form, which is the confirmation of professional achievement. And this is a simple tick box activity where you can confirm that you have demonstrated these achievements. And then finishing off section 4, it's for the supervisor to sign his life away and confirm that you have achieved what you said you've achieved, and that you have the experience and abilities that you have said that you've been able to achieve. So that's the easy form of the two. Now it's on to the professional record of experience form, which is where you are going to demonstrate your achievements and abilities within the workplace. Section 1 is a simple personal details section. You need to fill in your name, your telephone number, and your email address, as well as your date of birth. Section 2, you will need to put in details of your employment history and your per supervisor. This will include where you've worked and what time period you worked. You will need to show what time you have had in role, whether that be full or part-time. And if it is part-time, you'll need to specify exactly how many hours a week you have been working as a percentage of a full-time role. You will need to put in a summary of your job or your role, an overview of the organisation, and the details of your supervisor that was your supervisor within that role. And formally, this would be your hiring manager or your jobs manager. If you have had more than one role within a 3-year time period for your practical experience requirements, then you will need to complete one of these for each of your roles. So it is quite possible that you will have had 2 or 3 supervisors. Once you've done that, you can come on to section B, which is to demonstrate and show any additional employment history. So this could be anything outside of the 3 years that you are getting sign-off for. CIMA have made this extremely easy. Most people nowadays will keep their LinkedIn profile up to date. So you can link your LinkedIn profile onto this form, and that they can then go into your LinkedIn profile and proactively look at the additional experience that you've received. I'm a big fan of this because, like myself, I will already have an up-to-date LinkedIn profile, so it will save me time on this application process and avoid duplication of work. So big thumbs up to CIMA on this one. We'll then move on to section 3, which is the record of professional achievement, and that is your core work activities. You will need to demonstrate 3 competencies out of a list of 5. The list of 5 include: I have evaluated opportunities to add value, I have implemented strategic decisions, I have managed performance and aided value creation, I have measured performance, and I have managed internal and external stakeholders. And you will demonstrate this experience through use of the STAR method. You will identify the situation. You will then tell the examiner the task that you were given. You will then explain the action that you took and the result that this achieved. You will do this for each of the 3 competencies that you choose within the core activities list. And then that will form the basis of your part 3 of your application. You will then move on to step 4, which is a record of professional achievement, skills and behaviours. These are focusing more on your soft skills. And we're looking here at ethics and integrity, leadership, growth mindset, professional skepticism, and communication. Here you will need to complete all 5 behaviours and write 500 to 600 words per example. And that will be the end of your professional work experience requirements. The final step is to complete the applicant declaration form and confirm that you are applying based on your experience for your full CGMA designation and your full CIMA holder. You will then need to sign your own declaration to confirm that what you have written is truthful. Following that, you will hopefully be given your full CGMA designation, as you've been able to prove that you've got the certain work experience required to become a full CIMA member. And that's that. Congratulations, a full CIMA member you are. But please do go ahead, check out some of my other videos there or there, where you can find out a bit more about your exams or what it is like a day in the life of a CIMA management accountant. I hope you found that useful. If you do have any additional questions about the CIMA per application process, please be sure to like them down in the comments below. But until then, I look forward to seeing you all soon. Goodbye.